at the last minute to switch and come out here, and we thought that you'd appreciate the fact it'll keep us from talking too long. Obviously, Judge Hidalgo is here with me. I appreciate her being here. She'll introduce Barbara Robinson when she comes up. Judge, I know that someone from Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee's staff is here, and Congressman Al Green's staff is here. We appreciate it because this is federal money. I have been asked to make sure that we thank Platinum Parking. It is on the sign because on short notice, like 45 minutes ago, they worked it out to let us come here. Tomorrow, Commissioners Court will take up a critical vote to fund and implement Uplift Harris. It is a guaranteed income pilot program that will help families rise above poverty and strengthen all of Harris County. If approved, Harris County will join Los Angeles and Cook counties, 45 cities and other smaller counties in a national effort to realize Dr. Martin Luther King's vision for a guaranteed income program to advance economic freedom and prosperity for all. In the last years of Dr. King's life, he called for a guaranteed income program to end poverty and make real this country's promise of freedom, equality, and justice for everybody. Despite our region's vast prosperity in Harris County, we're also facing rampant wealth income inequality. Decades of neglect, inequality, and discrimination have financially destabilized generations of Harris County families, perpetuating poverty and created unfair barriers to prosperity. Nearly 1 in 5 Black and Latino residents in our region live below the poverty line. Approximately 8% of Harris County residents, mostly Hispanic and African American, live in areas of persistent poverty. Unchecked and ongoing inequality has created an economic divide that families can't overcome on their own, and Harris County has an obligation to act. The 2023 Kinder Houston area survey found that 63% of respondents believe, quote, too little is being spent on programs and services support individuals and families experiencing poverty. That is why Harris County is piloting Uplift Harris, a program that provides an income floor, the stable ground that families need to rise above poverty and build a better life. Uplift Harris will be the first guaranteed income pilot program in a Texas county, not a Texas city, but in a Texas county. And tomorrow's vote, if it's approved, will be for $20.5 million in federal funds, ARPA funding, to implement the program later this fall. Through Uplift Harris, up to 1,500 families living below 200% of the federal poverty line. To put a face on that, those are people who make approximately $60,000 for a family of 4 and $29,000 for an individual, will receive $500 per month for 18 months to help with basic needs. Guaranteed income programs are effective tools to empower families and provide economic stability. Similar programs in other cities and counties have been shown to increase employment and incentivize people to work while reducing poverty. But the benefits go even further. Families report improvements to the physical and mental health, being able to spend more time with their children, and a greater sense of self-determination when they're trusted with the resources that they need to build a better life for themselves. They will make the decisions on what to do with this money. And the ability to live a good, dignified life is at the heart of what Dr. Martin Luther King fought for and died for. We think that it's past time to realize the vision he glimpsed from the mountaintop. With that, I'm proud to turn it over to the judge of Harris County, Judge Lena Hidalgo.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Director Robinson, and to you all for braving this heat. But I am glad that we did the press conference out here, Commissioner. And I appreciate you and I appreciate your staff for leading on this. I also want to thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and our federal congressional delegation who worked with the Biden administration for us to receive the funds that we are hoping to use for this initiative. Harris County is one of the most important economies in the country, certainly, the most important in the state of Texas. Last year, Metro Houston added over 124,000 residents. That makes us the second fastest growing region in the nation. We saw 145,000 jobs added. We've got over 3.3 million jobs and growing. But the reality of it, not every resident is experiencing extraordinary economic growth. 1 in 6 people in Harris County live at or below the poverty line. As Commissioner said, a yearly income of less than $13,000 for an individual and less than $27,000 for a family of 4. To put that in perspective, a family must make more than $46,000 to afford a 2-bedroom apartment at fair market value in Texas. Nearly 1 in 2 residents in Harris County cannot afford a $400 emergency this year. That's according to a recent Kinder Institute survey. The level of poverty that we're seeing in an economy as large and as robust as ours should be a call to action. It's not good for those who are on the margins of homelessness and living in poverty, and it's not good for those with economic stability. Research shows that high poverty rates weaken communities and limit all of our access to economic prosperity. That's why Commissioner Ellis and I are announcing Uplift Harris, which is a proposed guaranteed income program for Harris County. Poverty across the nation and in our communities has proven intractable over the years. And although there is no silver bullet when it comes to eliminating poverty, we are seeing great promise with these kinds of programs. Guaranteed income programs act as a springboard for participants to find a way out of poverty, to greater economic mobility and housing stability, and the data shows that. So what is guaranteed income? A guaranteed income program is not a new idea. We would be joining, if passed, more than 82 cities and counties around the nation and over 10 countries around the world that have similar programs. Guaranteed income programs provide direct cash payments in fixed amounts that recipients can spend as they see fit. Our program, Uplift Harris, would provide $500 monthly cash payments to eligible families for 18 months, relying on federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan. Payments are meant to help people break the cycle of poverty. Recipients will be selected from the 10 most impoverished zip codes throughout the county, which make an annual median income of $35,000, or based on their participation in a public health social service program called Access, which serves individuals in needs of services across the county. Zip codes, the 10 most impoverished zip codes include the following neighborhoods: Forest Acres, East 6 Jensen, Sunnyside, Northgate, Settle Guest, South Park, Greater Fifth Ward, Gulfton, Galena Park, and Acres Homes. Within that, it'll be a randomized process, and all of it will be run through our Harris County Public Health Department. We expect to begin implementing the program in the fall. We're aiming for September. The recipients would have full discretion to spend the funds on whatever they or their family need most. The extra money can mean not having to choose between being hungry or sitting in the dark. It can mean a difference to a single mother, to a struggling student. The goal is to empower recipients to spend the funds on what their most pressing needs are. We will have a local professional that would administer the evaluation of the program as well as the program itself within the public health department. So we will be evaluating the impacts and making decisions accordingly. Why do we want to pilot something like this in Harris County? It's because we've seen how successful similar programs have been all around the country and around the world. Here are a few examples. In Gainesville, Florida, and these are individuals, but the numbers show it too, a guaranteed income pilot allowed a recipient to interrupt the revolving door of poverty in his life and pay it forward. He was able to distribute care packages to those experiencing homelessness as he once did. In Birmingham, Alabama, a guaranteed income program allowed a single pregnant mother with a 4-year-old to have funds to maintain her small family. In New Orleans, a program helped a 23-year-old mother of 2 juggling motherhood and college classes with food, gas money, and school supplies. Now, there are folks who are going to say guaranteed income is just another handout, that folks who receive the funds will squander them, that guaranteed income discourages people from getting a job. But the reality is none of those things is true. Decades of research shows that people spend cash benefits wisely, leading to more financial